The documentary that I've chosen for this week's project is entitled It Goes Unspoken. And the difference between It Goes Unspoken and Winter's Bone is the structure of the narrative. So Winter's Bone is about the girl, Ree, seeking her father throughout the whole movie, compared to the documentary, which presents, excuse me, a problem of diversity in men and women in the Appalachia region. Of course, the cast, Winter's Bone, it starred, Jennifer Lawrence, as opposed to the documentary. It is just the community, like actual women giving their opinions on the topic. The camera movements, the difference between that is the shots, the special effects. One scene in Winter's Bone shows, Ree getting captive, taken into a barn, severely beaten, and the special effects towards that clearly shows that she was being pretty bad. Opposes to the documentary, there's no special effects, but in edits, of course, there's some special effects in that. But that's the main difference that I'm talking about. Now the similarities is the cinematography, the location. Of course, Winter's Bone is not filmed in Appalachian Mountains. However, it strongly represents the mountains regions. The avian sounds, you hear birds chirping, you get the sense of, you're in the mountains. The community is in the mountains. There's no strong traffic as it would be if you're in the city. And the transitions, showing the towns between scenes in both film and this documentary that I'm going to touch base on. Speaking about It Goes Unspoken, things that I did like is the meaning of this documentary. This meaning touched bases on the diversity between men and women within this region. And of course, there's a big diversity within the Appalachians, the southern, For example, a lady that's in this documentary, Tanya Turner, she made a great point. The thoughts of the community towards women in the community is as of caregivers and homemakers. But on the other side of the spectrum, they still have full-time jobs. They're still really big in the workforce, carrying full-time jobs. It's like they're living two lives, at once. Half of their work is half paid, and the other one is underpaid. So it seems like women are very trapped in a lot of toxic cycles. Again, that's a quote from Tanya Turner. Excuse me, I got a cold. So the structure, introducing each cast of this documentary, it gives their background, their opinion on diversity within the region, and finally it gives their opinions on how to make a change for the future to better the diversity. The things that I would change when it comes to this documentary is that I would also get opinions from the men within the area as well. A lot of men that would strongly agree that there's huge diversity within this area. I would also like to get their opinions on how to change, and just basically get their opinions on it. I'd also give soundproof examples of diversity. Within my area, coal miners is top job in my area, and I know a lot of men that work around the clock sometimes, picking up shifts after working a third shift and not really being home. So I like to capture that. If I was the director, if I was filming this, I would personally go into homes and, of course, getting their permission. But I would show proof that it's mainly women taking care of the kids as caregivers, and then going to jobs when the kids are in school, and then making sure that they get home in order to be there for their kids too, as opposed to the males working around the clock. That's one of the big things that I would change. And the inhabitants of It Goes Unspoken versus Winter's Bone. Winter's Bone packs a feeling to it, as in you're in the backwoods, with the houses and the clothes that the community was wearing in Winter's Bone. um, kind of like a holler, you know. People around my area, people around my area refer to hollers. I know a lot of people that live in the backwoods in the hollers, and you know that cinematography, like the picture of the houses and what people will wear, really matches up to Winter's Bone. But in this documentary, it's like a community event. It shows like a little townhouse in a little tiny city. It shows the community getting together at the farmers market, which I'll touch base in the next slide. But just the differences, you know, what they're wearing, how they act. Um, it's like a very community environment. Now the farmers market scene shows a very get together. It cuts to the community event at the farmers market. It plays bluegrass music, which is really highly, you know, top dog around these small towns in the Appalachians. It shows people dancing, and you know the lighting of this event is natural because it's outside. It's held in the outside, and it's, you know, the shot is handheld. So again, it's an outdoor event with natural lighting. It shows the community. It shows what people are doing, and you can really get that feel of, you know, being there at that event. So this is my presentation of, of project number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you do get a chance to view It Goes Unspoken, it's a very great documentary. It holds a lot of, you know, the topic of diversity between men and women, especially in the Appalachian region, it seems like it's a huge problem. And you know, diversity in workforce, diversity period. You know, it's 2017. It's time that we get together and, you know, treat each other equally, and men, women, no matter what race you are, no matter what background you came from. You know, we need to lean on each other. You know, so yeah, definitely check out It Goes Unspoken.